وفائك لون السحاب وحسن الربيع وماء المطر. أحب الوفاء بشتى الصور، أحب الوفي الأمين الأبر. فأهل الوفاء
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم سيدنا محمد وآله وأصحابه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord, cherisher, nourisher, sustainer, and master of the universe, the most gracious, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Ya Allah, it is in you that we worship and is your guidance that we seek. Ya Allah, keep us in the straight path. Ya Allah, show us the choice of blessings. Ya Allah, show us your mercy. Ya Allah, guide us. Greetings, salams, and salutations on our beloved Nabi Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. 6 minutes past 8 on this beautiful, cool Saturday morning, the 20th of July 2024, the 13th of Muharram 1446. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to Rise and Shine on Radio Al Ansar. My name is Faisal MJ Sulaiman, and inshallah I'll be your host for the next hour or so. Engineering for me is Brother Siboniso. Attending to logistics is Wasima Bucks, and of course, this program has been produced by Hajra Kota. Yes, it is undoubtedly a very beautiful morning. It's nice and cool, and I was quite surprised coming to the studio this morning, seeing all those people along the way having their beanies on, and I thought it's just a few degrees lesser than yesterday or cooler than yesterday, but then I think I was also guilty. I also had mine on, so it was quite a lovely sight. We haven't really experienced those harsh winters here in Durban, but the slight change in temperature is of course welcome. Just to update ourselves as to what's happening in and around, Islamic Relief van has been hijacked in Philippines whilst helping residents hit by floods. 10 gunmen hijacked staff and volunteers from Islamic Relief South Africa when they went to Brown's Farm in Philippi, Cape Town on Sunday the 14th of July to distribute food to people whose homes had been flooded. A representative of Islamic Relief South Africa, Safwan Mohammed, said shortly after the team had delivered water and hot meals to 798 people in Brown's Farm, the gunmen surrounded them and held them at gunpoint. He said none of the staff or volunteers, all high school graduates or university students had been harmed, but they were severely traumatized. Currently, they are undergoing trauma counseling. Basic income grant for South Africa is still on the cards. President Cyril Ramaphosa says that a basic income grant for South Africa is still part of the plan for the government of national unity. Delivering his opening of Parliament address, the president laid out the GNU's key objectives for the next 5 years, bringing the focus on three main goals: drive inclusive growth and job creation, reduce poverty and tackle the high cost of living, build a capable and ethical developmental state. He said the government of national unity would be tackling the rising cost of living by adding more essential items to the basket of VAT-exempted goods, and as well as giving a comprehensive review of the petrol price to see where cost-cutting could be applied. Well, a reduction in the price of petrol would be an absolute relief, undoubtedly. The repo rate has been kept at 8.25%. Interest rates won't change because the repo rate has been kept unchanged at 8.25%. The South African Reserve Bank's Monetary Policy Committee met earlier to decide. Kaganyahu explained that inflation risks remain. Eskom warns of price hikes if it loses customers to private traders. Eskom Generation has objected to the applications for trading licenses by private groups, saying that it currently goes against the rules set out by the regulator NERSA. It also noted in its objections that the granting of the licenses could result in Eskom customers being taken over by the new traders, which could result in further pressure on remaining customers. Well, that is the few items that we discussed for this morning. We'll listen to this nasheed and take it from there, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Khutamul Islam, and you're listening to Radio Al Ansar.
Ya Nabi, Ya Nabi.
WhatsApp us now on 060 904 1056.
कहते सुभान अल्लाह, सुभान अल्लाह, बुलंद कहते सुभान अल्लाह। तू पूजा मन को जा, 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 तू मेरे हरम मैं फकीरे अजम, तू मेरे हरम मैं फकीरे अजम, तेरे गुण और ये लब मैं तलब ही तलब, तेरे गुण और ये लब मैं तलब ही तलब, तू आता ही आता, तू पूजा मन को जा।
Message is coming through already, alhamdulillah. Sister Ruqayya says, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My brother Faisal and the Rise and Shine team. Value the person who gives you time. When your heart is heavy and your mind is weak, turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala immediately. Get on your knees and ask Him for guidance. Patience and strength, because in the end of the day, He is the only one that you can truly depend on. Ameen. So true. May my Allah bless you, my brother Faisal, your family, and the entire ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ameen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala आप और आपकी फैमिली को हमेशा खुश और सलामत रखे इंशाल्लाह आमीन sister Ruqayya. Jazakallah khair for the beautiful messages, sister Ruqayya. Message comes from brother Yusuf Patel. Okay, brother Yusuf Patel says that greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent and all will be lost. It says that's said by Charlie Chaplin, a comedian with a serious message. Undoubtedly, brother Yusuf Patel, that is a profound and serious message. And of course, as I always say, I'm going to have to now delve into it, understand it, and then practice it. And then brother Yusuf Patel continues to say that after every Karbala, Islam becomes alive again. Allah in His wisdom knew why He allowed this tragedy of Karbala to take place. It was to foster Islam hundreds of years into the future. Men, women, and children are touched beyond their hearts and tears at the tale of Karbala and the price paid by Imam Hussein radiallahu anhu, family and group to give Islam to us on a plate. Just think for a moment, what would you have done today if not Islam? If you learn about Karbala, it will teach you 1,000 lessons. If your teachers never taught you about Karbala, that gives you a lesson about your teacher. The first genocide in Karbala on the 10th of October, the modern day Karbala, 10th October 2023. Coincident? Let's rekindle Islam. Jazakallah khair for that, brother Yusuf Patel. And of course, before I take the ad break, so I'm going to take one more message or two more. Message from Sister Leila Mehta. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to the blessed ummah of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Peace, blessings and salutations upon Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah, blessed is the sunrise as it praises from sujood. Friendships can lead us onto a path of glittery sin or onto the path of the righteous. May the ummah of Habibullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam be blessed with ease and protection. Ameen. Have a blessed and safe weekend. Salams and duas. Sister Leila Mehta and family. Her inspiring reflections are that friends for harm distract from faith, encourage bad. Friends for harm distract you from faith, they encourage bad behavior, they lead you away from righteousness. So choose wisely. And a hadith for today says, Bismillahi walhamdulillahi wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulillah, narrated by Abdullah bin Buraidah radiallahu ta'ala anhu, from his father, the Nabi Karim sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, do you know that the parable of this and this is? He tossed two pebbles. They said, Allah and His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam know better. He said, the further one is hope, and this closer one is death. Jazakallah khair for that message, Sister Leila Mehta. And of course, messages are pouring in, but Sibonisho says, I've got to take that ad break, so I'm going to take it. We'll continue thereafter, inshallah. Do stay with us.
Follow us on Instagram at Radio Al Ansar.
A reminder that in the atrium overport, you will find Chippewa Spur, our halal steak sizzle, our beef ribs are delicious, and our burgers are legendary. The combos are perfect for big appetites. We have plant-based options too, and mouth-watering desserts. Pop in anytime for all your favorite Spur food. We are open from 8 in the morning to 9 p.m. Chippewa Spur at the atrium. People with a taste for life.
WhatsApp us now on 060-904-1056.
Are you or a loved one battling the disease of addiction? Is your family, life, relationships, work suffering due to alcoholism and substance abuse? Zensai Treatment, Recovery and Wellness Center are addiction specialists offering specialized psychotherapy and naltrexone therapy to help overcome addiction. Zensai offers hotel-style facilities to allow your loved ones to regain their dignity and overcome alcoholism and drug abuse in the most comfortable setting possible. Fight addiction. Call Zensai Treatment, Recovery and Wellness Center, the addiction recovery specialist, on 031 563 0751.
اللهم احفظ المسجد الأقصى من اليهود الحاقدين. اللهم أعد المسجد الأقصى إلى رحاب المسلمين. اللهم وطهر المسجد الأقصى من اليهود الغاصبين. اللهم عليك بهم فإنهم لا يعجزونك يا قوي يا متين. اللهم منزل الكتاب مجري السحاب هازم الأحزاب سريع الحساب اهزم اليهود وزلزلهم يا قوي يا عزيز.
The Sunday Lounge with Salma Kazi Wahab. 10 to 12. Latest machines, celebrity artist features, events, news from the Nasheed world. Top 10 countdown. Sunday Lounge with Salma Kazi Wahab.
Radio Al Ansar, 24/7, 365.
मेरे नबी प्यारे नबी सुन्नत तेरी दुनिया दी ए नबी प्यारे नबी सुन्नत तेरी दुनिया दी तू ही शफाअत की अमा ए रहमतुल लिल
Rise and shine on Radio Al Ansar, and message comes from Brother Junaid. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So many people facing problems. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows about all your problems and He can take it away through Ahlul Bayt. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and jazakallah khair for that. Just a reminder that the Chishti Sabri Jahangari Khanka and Research Center presents the International Sacred Trust Exhibition 2024, showcasing the sacred relics of Nabi Karim sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Pietermaritzburg. That's at the Habibia Sufi Masjid, and of course that's in East Street, and it's on Tuesday 6th August 2024 from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. So do make your way to the Habibia Sufi Masjid in East Street, inshallah. Message from Mrs. Rahman. Assalamu alaikum, Faisal. We really enjoyed the 8 a.m. program on the day of Ashura, presented by Maulana Amir and his guests. Towards the end, I couldn't control my tears. We loved listening to the live broadcast from Sufi Masjid, and we also enjoyed listening to all the alims. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless and reward Radio Al Ansar and all of the alims in abundance. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you as well, Faisal, for presenting a fantastic show like Rise and Shine. Have a fantastic day. It comes from Mr. Rahman. Mr. Rahman, Jazakallah khair for the sentiments, and we really appreciate it. Alhamdulillah. Mrs. comes from Sister Amina Muhammad Hanif, and she says, let's get this right now. Okay, it's not. Okay, she sent us a beautiful poster, but somehow it seems to be jumping. Okay, I'll just try and see if I can get that thing right. It says, okay, we'll get that shortly, inshallah, and we will read that poster out. I'm sure Sibunisa will help me in getting that sorted out. And Brother Junaid says Jazakallah khair, and top share shukran, Brother Junaid. Yes, I think our guest is online, is he? Okay. You are listening to Rise and Shine, and while South Africa's high level of crime continue unabated, all eyes are now focused on what the new police minister will do in turn to turn the tide. While poverty, unemployment, and inequality can be seen as contributing to the scourge, it's also been compounded by increasing numbers of organized criminal groups and illegal weapons. We have online with us Mr. Ghunano Mashego, an independent political analyst. Good morning to you, Mr. Mashego, and thank you for joining me on the program this morning.
Good morning, and good morning to your listeners.
So, what specific strategies should the Minister, Senzo Mchunu, prioritize to effectively combat the rising crime rates in South Africa?
Well, I think the basic thing that the minister needs to do, the minister and the police management needs to do, is to restore the integrity of the police among the communities where they police, so that communities must become the ears and the eyes of the police, because the men and women in uniform cannot be able to combat crime alone. They need the public to be able to inform them when there are people that are organizing, to be able to inform them when there are fugitives that are hiding. So at this point in time, the public has lost so much faith in the police, to the point that they are not comfortable disclosing information that might end up in the hands of the same people that the police are supposed to be investigating. So there needs to be a strategy to restore the integrity and the confidence of the public with the police, so that at the end of the day, what is needed by South Africa is not more police on the streets, but it's more skills amongst the police, and it's more corrupt police that are not that are above corruption, that cannot be corrupted very easily. So I think now it's time for confidence building with the public, and it's also time for the skills that are necessary to investigate crime to within the police, and a clamp down on those in the police who are corrupt and who are getting away with it.
I don't think you could have put it anywhere any better, Mr. Mashego, because I know if we can get our confidence in the police, and then things will definitely work out. Now, based on the minister's previous political and administrative roles, do you believe that he has the right experience and vision to succeed in this new position?
Well, I don't think so, because he has been in this political arena for the longest time, and wherever he has not been able to succeed. So I doubt about his ability to succeed. But I think that's something that can really be remedied by making sure the team around him are people who are capable of working, and that there is very little political interference in the work of the police at the management level. For example, you look at the Commissioner for Police in the KZN. He seems to be very, very successful as in combating crime. Well, someone will think, because for the longest time, we don't see too much political interference in his work, because he's a former acting national commissioner. So there seems to be that little room that has been given him to be able to do police work. And we see the results in how KZN police are able to crush organized criminals, how in a confrontation with criminals, most of the time they actually emerge being triumphant. So the moment the police commissioner, the police minister stops seeing the department or the minister of police as one of those areas where money can be raised either for political purposes, that is when that's going to happen. Because if we go a little bit back, I mean, like in the democracy, The first police commissioner post-democracy, George Fivers, was a career police person, somebody who came from the police. And if you remember the level of crime, there was a scourge around in 1995, 96 of people who were shooting at police officers. But that was able to be clamped down to the point whereby the shooting of police officers went down to almost zero. And there was also a scourge, I think, in the early 2000, of a Boeremark threat in the country. And the Boeremark threat was able to be clamped down through police, intelligence, and other law enforcement. So that was because when police are managed by a police officer, they have more respect because, look, when you are wearing a tunic as a commissioner of police, and I am a cadet, I'm a young police officer, I'm a constable, the first area that I'm going to look at is on your chest, on your ribbons. And if your ribbons tell me that you've been in the police for the longest time, you have taken part in these other operations that I've studied about in college, I'm going to have more respect for you because I know that you have gone through the ranks. But when Jake Silibi came into the police, somebody was just an ANC person, an ANC comrade, was made a commissioner of police. We started seeing the standards amongst the police plunge down. And when Jake left and then Ria Kera came in, we saw the standards went to almost zero. And at that stage, that's when police officer promotion was no longer about competence, but it was about posts being advertised, that we're advertising for sergeants, after 10 years to become a sergeant, after 10 years to become a warrant officer. So we saw older police officers having the lowest ranks because they were not getting promoted regardless of the work that they were doing. So there was no incentive for police officers to work very hard. So I think the minister now coming from Waterway was not successful, and now coming into the police, he needs to allow the police management to do work without political interference, which means he needs to say we need to reintroduce merit-based promotions in the SAPS, whereby those that work harder, they move faster amongst the ranks. So those that are lazy, they will know that there's no incentive for them being lazy. So now, during the time of Selebi, during the time of Pierre, we saw that it was about politics. During the time of Bekitela as well, they were putting in a commissioner who will make sure the fleet management contract goes to a comrade, who will make sure the buildings that are being rented belong to comrades, who will make sure the contracts within the SAPS go to specific comrades, because as a comrade, you know who the comrades are. But when you introduce police officers into the ranks, amongst from the commissioner down to the bottom, you are now putting somebody who doesn't know comrades, who will say the fleet management cannot go to a specific car model because a comrade owns the dealership. He will say it goes to this model because best practice globally says this car company supplies the best vehicles. So Senzo Mkuno, I have little confidence because he's a career politician. I think he's not going to allow the SAPS to operate freely, the management without political interference, without seeing it as one of those areas where the party can be able to raise funding.
Mm-hmm. No, so that's going to be quite tragic because, there seems to be an improvement and a reduction in crime, as you said, using KwaZulu-Natal as an as an example. And if they're not going to follow that example, then we're going to be having problems again. And, crime can be very, very crippling. Now, to what extent does poverty, unemployment, and inequality contribute to the crime situation? And what integrated approaches can address these root causes?
Well, I don't think poverty contributes to crime, quite honestly, because South Africans, they were at their poorest, Black, Indian, colored South Africans, they were at their poorest between 1948 and 1993. Mm-hmm. And if you look about crime amongst these communities, crime was not at their highest. Those that were a little bit affluent, the teachers, the clerks, the accountants, they could buy their cars, they could leave them parked outside. They didn't believe anyone will come who's poor will come and steal the car. They will buy their televisions. They won't believe somebody who will come and steal their televisions. But what really contributes, I think, to crime levels from the part of people who are poor, it's not really the fact that poverty makes you think harder to say, what is it that I'm supposed to do? What am I supposed to sell? If you look at the whole merchant enterprise, I'll give an example of India, for example. India has got high levels of poverty, but it doesn't have high levels of crime.
Yes,
but it has got a high level of merchants. People sell things. They say you go to India to a place like Kolkata, you'll find people who are going to sell you a prayer. That's enterprising because people are poor. They have to find a way of actually making money. So what really contributes to crime in South Africa is the fact that politicians get away with a lot. Somebody else, I'll give an example, 10 rand, for example, and for 10 rand, they should afford half a loaf of bread as a politician. And you realize that he's actually affording a whole crate of loaves of bread and their families and everything else. So people look at impunity, the fact that the most powerful criminals, organized criminals, they're friends of politicians. They can get away with anything. So impunity breeds this thing of saying, oh, so this can happen. I can get away with it. I can do it. So what really makes people go out and do crime is the fact that I can get away with it. A child will steal sugar in a house because they can get away with it. That's why your child can steal a teaspoon of condensed milk, but they're not going to steal 10,000 rand under a pillow, because they know they can't get away with stealing 10,000 rand, but they can get away with stealing condensed milk on a spoon. So it's the mentality of getting away with it. So we need a country whereby people don't get away with crime. New York took an approach, I think, in the early 90s, whereby they introduced what they call a three-strike justice, where they said, if you are caught doing a misdemeanor, you are going to be given a suspended sentence. Caught on another misdemeanor, you are given a suspended sentence. Caught on the third misdemeanor, you are facing 25 to life. Wow. So we need that approach in South Africa, whereby there needs to be a punishment. People must know that you cannot get away with doing something, and the examples must be shown.
Absolutely. And how can the police force be better equipped and supported to tackle the sophisticated nature of organized crime?
I think the units that were disbanded, some of them, they need to be re-established, because you must remember during the time of Thabo Mbeki, things like the child protection unit, things like the murder and robbery units, they were disbanded. Because the structure of police before 1994 was that they could investigate a wider area. You could be in Chatsworth and you'll have a police unit. They say, oh, this one's come from Pretoria. They're here to investigate this and that. But after 1994, you don't go to a Shobani or a Showe and see a police officer from Joburg investigating a specific crime. They'll say, oh, there is a policing area. Only police from this area can investigate crime from this area. And as a result, if in a specific area you've got untrained, incompetent police officers, you will have crime surging up in that area. That is why at this point in time, you go to white areas, crime is lower. You go to colored areas, crime is higher. You go to KZN, Heartland, deep and seeing and rural areas, crime is higher, especially in Kavi, the assassination, the gun crimes are higher, because the police in those areas are the only ones who can investigate those areas. Even if they don't have the requisite skills, you cannot just get a police officer from Rosebank, a unit to come and investigate. So they need to change this balkanized way of police management. So re-establishment of the old units, your murder and robbery, specific skills, people trained. If they have to be taken overseas to be trained for investigating murder and robbery, let them be taken there. For now, we've got cybercrime. You need to have a dedicated cybercrime unit within the SAPS. People being trained to understand how cybercrime works, child protection unit, so that you don't have a police station of 15 police officers and none of them is skilled in investigating child crime, child trafficking. So the structure that was there before 1994, unfortunately, I'll put it in that way, the policing structure that was there before 1994, part of it needs to be re-established, minus those ones like a special branch, minus those that were there to fight what they call terrorism. But the one that were there to fight domestic crimes, to deal with child protection, murder and robbery, highway patrol, I think they need to be re-established so that they can also have a mandate beyond the policing areas. If I'm saying the police cannot be able to investigate cyber crimes, you need to be able not to bring the hawks, but another SAPS from somewhere else, a unit to come and be able to investigate. So we'll see crime not surging up within communities where colored areas have been having a gang problem for the longest time, but in white areas you don't have a gang crime, but you cannot transfer the skills. So there needs to be a re-establishment of pre-1994 management unit systems with disbanding those that seem to be very incendiary at the time.
Mr. Goodenough Mashego, unfortunately, that's all we have time for. I think it was an absolutely wonderful discussion. We thank you for joining us on the program this morning. Mr. Mashego, I'm going to be talking to you again because this is a topic that affects us all and that all of us are really concerned about. But as I say, time unfortunately doesn't permit us to continue this discussion. But thank you once again for joining me. Do enjoy the rest of the weekend and the weekend. All the best to you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. We spoke to Mr. Gulinaf Mashegu, an independent political analyst, and he spoke to us about the crime situation in South Africa and how it can be dealt with. Yes, the WhatsApp messages are pouring in, and Simonisa tells me he wants to take a break as well. But I think Simonisa will take the break. Okay, we'll take the break and continue on the other side of this.
दिल से हजार बार मदीना तुझे सलाम आका का तू दयार मदीना तुझे सलाम दिल से हजार बार मदीना तुझे सलाम लारैब
Shimmer, sparkle, captivate. Nothing less than a masterpiece. Droplets of gold inspires precious design. Platinum bursts with intricate freshness. And every pure diamond becomes more than just a girl's best friend. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, where timeless dreams become a reality. We tailor-make designer gold, platinum, and diamond jewelry. Trade in or remodel your old gold. Clad yourself with classy name-branded watches. We offer insurance valuation and free zakat calculation. Visit us at 534 Ridge Road, Overport, or call 031 208 9142. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, manufacturers of fine gold and diamond jewelry.
WhatsApp us now on 060 904 1056.
Are you the woman who wants to be part of a sisterhood? Are you seeking motivation to better yourself? Then Muslima Today is for you, featuring Dr. Naledi Pando, Amina Khatri Jamal, Mulana Zakaria Hanaka, Sheikh Ismail Kamdar, and a discussion with 3 revert Muslimas. Muslima Today takes place in Durban on Sunday, 18th August. Tickets and information at www.ilmsa.co.za/MT2024 or WhatsApp 083 271 4500.
Have you heard? Heard what? The latest. Join me, Kelly Ramazani, for a brand new exciting show every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. for the ultimate guide to navigating the world of careers. We talk about side hustles, unpack careers that are in demand, careers that do not need a degree, job searching, career advancement, personal development, and so much more. Tune in every Saturday, 9 to 10 a.m. to unlock the path of your dream job.
Call us now on 0861 904 904.
أحب الوفاء بشتى الصور أحب الوفي.
You're listening to Rise and Shine on Radio and Sound with myself, Faisal MJ Suleiman. Now, we have an exciting and inspiring event to talk about. And I'm not telling you anything about the event, but I'm going to let our special guest, Sheikh Fahim, talk about the event. And joining us are the organizers of the annual fundraising dinner hosted by the Islamic Lifestyle Solutions, entitled Al-Aqsa in the End Times. This gathering promises an evening filled with thought-provoking discussion, spiritual enrichment, and community solidarity. Sheikh Fahim, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and jazakallah khair for joining me on the program this morning, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khair for having me.
Sheikh, I did say that there's an exciting and inspiring event that we all want to talk about. And during the course of our discussion, we want to give away a few tickets as well for the show. For this event. Sheikh, can you tell us more about the event and about the theme of Al-Aqsa in the end times and its significance for this year's fundraising dinner?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yeah, so Alhamdulillah, we've been having this program annually for several years now. And of course, the theme itself in terms of Al-Aqsa in the end times speaks for itself for anyone, not necessarily Muslim, who has seen all of the destruction, the massacre, the genocide post-October 7th. And as a corollary of that, also in the Islamic tradition, we have eschatology, in which the Prophet ﷺ foretold many of the signs. And so Al-Aqsa in the end times is now an important subject because we're getting questions from all parts of the world asking the question that are we in the end times and what's the future and destiny of Al-Aqsa? So we thought that we'd incorporate that theme because it's current, it's relevant, and it's also necessary for Muslims to understand.
Alhamdulillah. And I also noticed, Sheikh, that there's a free ticket giveaway to Al-Aqsa as well. Can you elaborate on this giveaway and how attendees can participate?
Well, Alhamdulillah, what we've tried to do is, for the support that the community gives us, we always try to give something back at the dinner itself.
Mhm.
So if anyone purchases a ticket, each ticket has the stub has a number. And towards the mid part of the program, we start gathering all of these stubs, and we have a whole lot of other giveaways. And inshallah, one person stands the chance to win a trip to Masjid al-Aqsa. So that's a great opportunity for presenters. And of course, if we're giving some tickets away on the show, then our listeners also have that opportunity, inshallah.
Inshallah. In fact, talking of giving tickets away on the show, I'm going to open the lines. We have 3 tickets to give away. 0861 904 904. You can call in and ask Sheikh any question you want about this event, and inshallah ta'ala, we will give you a ticket. We have 3 tickets for this particular event. So it's 0608. Sorry, I should get the number right again. It's 0861. I repeat, 0861 904 904. Now, Sheikh Fahim, can you provide us some details about the date, the time, the location of the event, the venue, etc.?
So inshallah, it's on the 26th of July, which is the coming Friday, inshallah, at NMJ Islamic Center. We've got the time set for 5:30 p.m. for 6, because people can read their Maghrib and start getting ready. We always try to start as promptly and punctually as we can. And of course, inshallah, we have the book launch taking place. We'll also have some PowerPoint presentations. We have some ulama, some people who will be awarding organizations. So we're trying to keep the program too long, but of course, if we're starting early, then hopefully we'll get supper served. We have quite a nice menu as well planned.
Okay, we got our first call online, Sheikh Fahim, but our caller is Brother Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you all?
Alhamdulillah, all good. Brother Muhammad, do you have a question for Sheikh Fahim on this particular event?
I've heard the good things that Sheikh and his and others are doing. Tell me, how does one contribute if one is interested in assisting?
Jazakallah for your kind words. So obviously, if you want to make any contribution towards the costs, which are usually massive in a fundraising event, then you can contact me on 073 129 0079. So that's 073 129 0079, or you can contact us via email if you'd like. But of course, that takes a little bit long for us to get through because of the amount of emails that we get. You can contact us, and inshallah, we can enter a discussion.
Jazakallah khair, Brother Muhammad, for the call. You can leave your contact number with the with the Sister Wasima, and she will hand it to us, and you can fetch your tickets from our reception, inshallah ta'ala.
Congratulations!
Okay, Sheikh Fahim, just to continue the discussion and to remind our listeners that we've got 2 more tickets to give away. 0861 904 904. Any question to Sheikh Fahim regarding the event, and inshallah you will qualify for a free ticket. Now, Sheikh Fahim, you did tell us that what can attendees expect from the event in terms of activities, presentations, and let's go for that
So
one first.
obviously, the general things will occur, which is the recitation of Quran, praises on the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. That's the general. But what we will be doing this year, inshallah, is we'll be having a PowerPoint presentation. Obviously not very long, because this is more of a dinner rather than a lecture program. But I will be doing a PowerPoint on the subject and the theme of Al-Aqsa in the end times, discussing why that question is asked and some of the very, very important things that people have been asking. For instance, will Al-Aqsa be destroyed? I mean, it's a very, very big question that comes to mind, right? We saw pictures from Israel about missiles flying over the Dome of the Rock, and these questions arise. So we will be exploring that. We also, inshallah, this year we will be awarding people in the community who have stood up for the Palestinian cause. Many organizations will also be there because it's important for us to show our respect to people in the community who have been taking a lead and voicing the opinion of Muslims. So we have that. We have at intermittent points, we'll be giving out some gifts, some prizes. Particularly our sisters enjoy this, and hopefully one of their tickets get called up. And then we have obviously a nice meal.
You've forgotten the most important, Sheikh. You will be launching your book, Dajjal the Deceiver, which will be, and can you tell us a bit more of your book, which you're launching?
Gee, so a few years ago, I did the book, The Beginning of the End, and we had a show running on Al Ansar for maybe 10 years on the subject. And I was asked continuously during that period, Sheikh, when are you going to do a book on Dajjal? And of course, when we had this whole issue of the red heifer and people asking about the Messiah, so I thought it was necessary, and now the time was right. So the book is about 250 pages or so, and we deal with some of the modern day questions that are asked. For instance, with the rise of artificial intelligence, will Dajjal be an AI bot? These are things that ask. We'll be looking at the questions of where is Dajjal, where's this island, and a whole lot of issues. So we will be doing that, inshallah. Mufti Ibrahim Sufi will be doing the book launch itself.
Inshallah.
So we ask our listeners to come and support, inshallah.
Inshallah. We have Brother Yusuf Mullah online. Yusuf Mullah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam.
Brother Yusuf, do you have a question for Sheikh Fahim on the event? Brother Yusuf, are you with us?
Yes, I'm with
you. Okay. You can tell us anything about the event.
Okay. You can talk to us about the event. Tell us anything you want to about the event, or propose, or you can forward a question to Sheikh Fahim as well. You've got like 30 seconds.
Oh. Okay. I really want to know is the Dajjal, is he really born or is it not?
Okay.
Okay, good question. So that's something that we discuss in the book, because I remember when I was a little boy, people started perpetuating images of a child with one eye. So in the first chapter, we discuss all of this. We demystify. So inshallah, you get your ticket, you try and be there and hopefully purchase a book, and you'll have that answer there, inshallah.
Brother Yusuf, Jazakallah khair for the question. You also qualify for a ticket. You can leave your contact details with the Wasima as well. And inshallah, you can uplift from our reception. Sheikh Fahim, what specific shukran? What specific projects or causes will the funds that have been raised from this event support?
So alhamdulillah, the ILS has various faculties. Anyone in the Overport area, in fact, today is the ideal day. If you're passing by Overport Secondary School between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m., you see we feed the public, not necessarily Muslim, even non-Muslim, eggs of food, juice, and other things. So it contributes to welfare. We also have an online alim course. We have Islamic courses. We have Islamic research continuing on a daily basis. We have a musalla at our offices. So all of these funds assist us primarily in getting rid of these expenses so that we can focus on doing the service for the community. Of course, anyone walks into our office, whatever we can provide in time, there's no charge. We sit and we do counseling for several hours. There's no charge. You'd pay hundreds, if not thousands, when you do this in the academic sector. So we try to do as much as we can free for the community, and we rely on the generous contributions of the Ummah. And of course, all of these books, all of these efforts that we're doing, these presentations, especially in terms of Palestine as well, it just helps us to push those motivations a little bit more, so we get the viewpoints of the community running very, very clear according to the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Sheikh Fahim, and finally, who are the key sponsors and partners for this event?
Well, alhamdulillah, for many, many years now, the Al Ansar Foundation is our media partner. And we have several others. Like people always ask, the main thing is the food, and this year we're doing like Turkish delight soji and that kind of thing. So we have Ghani's caterers as well, Azam Khan's, and it will also be broadcast on Maulana Saleh Jusab Arbi's webcast as well. So inshallah, those who are a little bit out of reach and they can't make it to Durban, they can also catch the program at least, if not being able to be there present and enjoy the meal or get the opportunity to win, that kind of thing.
Inshallah, I'm sure you'll allow Radio Al Ansar to play some of your recordings as well.
100%.
Sheikh Fahim, Jazakallah khair for joining me on the program this morning. And may Allah SWT accept all the efforts, of the organization and all of your sacrifice and efforts as well. And may Allah SWT grant you, success in this event as well. All the best to you, Sheikh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah khair wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We spoke to Sheikh Fahim, and Sheikh Fahim spoke to us about the annual fundraising dinner that's going to be taking place at the NMJ Islamic Center. And of course, there will be the theme at the dinner is Al-Aqsa in the end times.
Assalamu alaikum. आओ सुनाओ आपको जिंदगी का ये प्यार उम्मत के महबूब थे प्यारे हमारे नबी अल्लाह के आखिरी रसूल रहमतुल आलमीन काश मैं उनके चेहरे को देख सकूं बस मेरी ये इल्तिजा
The Watch Doctor. For watch repairs, watch batteries, watch straps, 21st keys, engraving, and sound for your occasion. Handled professionally at 263 Sparks Road, Mohammedia Center, Suite 104, Overport, next to the Sparks Road Masjid. Contact Zain on 082 542 3070. The Watch Doctor. The Watch Doctor. Keeping time every time.
Swipe and save at Checkers Foods Cowie Park with amazing deals like Parmalat or Bonita 500 grams salted butter. Buy 2 for 140 rand, saving you $50. Nescafe Gold Instant Coffee 200 grams for only 139.99, saving you 50 rand. Crystal Valley Long Life Milk 6 by 1 liter for just 89.99, saving you 10 rand. Omo Auto Washing Powder 2 kilos or liquid detergent 1.5 liter or capsule 16 per pack for just 79.99, saving you 25 rand. Deals valid until Sunday, July 21st. Only at Checkers Foods Cowie Park. Now certified by the NIHT, the National Independent Halal Trust, across our butchery, bakery, and deli.
Get ready, Overport. Amal, in partnership with Al Baraka Bank, Al Ansar Foundation, and Chats with Legal Center brings you the ultimate free advice event on legal, tax, and accounting. Mark your calendars for the 20th of July at 10 a.m. and head over to Al Ansar Hall, 189 West Road. Book your consult online at www.amal.co.za or come early and register at the venue. Remember to bring your documents for personal tax help and don't forget your SARS login and password. Don't miss out on this chance for expert advice, community support, and peace of mind.
Attention Westville, get ready for our brand new Sunday market at the Village Market Mall. Join us at 123 Jan Hofmeer Road on the 4th of August for a day filled with breakfast, brunch, lunch, or an early dinner. Enjoy horseback riding, kids entertainment, and fantastic shopping for everyone. From 10 a.m. to 4 p.m, we've got your perfect Sunday planned. Visit the Sunday Village Market at 123 Jan Hofmeer Road, Westville, right across from Westville Boys High and next to the Sufi Masjid. Mark your calendars for the 4th of August. See you there.
WhatsApp us now on 060 904 1056.
You've asked and we've listened. The Sultan Bahu family fete is here again. Help us heal hearts by joining us at the Old Durban Drive-In from the 8th to the 11th of August, 10 a.m. to midnight for loads of fun, food, shopping, a grand fun fair, comedy, kavali, and giveaways. For stall inquiries, call Tasneem on 081-836-2888. That's 081-836-2888. The Sultan Bahu Family Fete. A fate with a purpose. Sultan Bahu is a registered NPO and PBO.
Teaching you something new every day. Radio Al Ansar.
أحب الوفاء بشتى الصور أحب الوفاء.
Just to continue with our WhatsApp messages, yes, I did say that Sister Amina Muhammad Hanif has sent us a message. I managed to open it. It says, life is only traveled once. Today's moment becomes tomorrow's memory. Be thankful for every moment, good or bad, because the gift of life is life itself. Salam. Allah SWT bless you all, take you all from strength to strength. Allah in His infinite mercy grant victory to Palestine. Jazakallah khair for that, Sister Amina Muhammad Hanif. And there's a few more messages that have come through. Message from Mrs. Rahman says, Assalamu alaikum Faisal. I saw on France 24 how Trump was shot. The shooter was a 20-year-old male who fired 8 bullets and the police killed him. Trump was very shaken. It happened at 6:11 p.m. on 13th of July. On the 14th of July, Biden gave a speech on that matter. He was supposed to go to Texas for a rally on the 15th, which he postponed for a later date. I read in the papers, Trump said that the Israelis must kill all the Palestinians, but now they are fearing for their own lives. I wonder if it's a wake-up call for them. Enjoy your day. And it comes from Mrs. Rahman. Another message that comes says, Salams, please pass my salams and duas to Sheikh Fahim. It's Zain from Newlands. I'm sure Sheikh Fahim is listening in, inshallah ta'ala. I'm sure he will acknowledge your salams as well. Wa alaikum salam to you. Message comes, and okay, this is a birthday message. May your birthday be filled with sparkle. Says, happy birthday to my loving sister-in-law. May your life be blessed with lots of happiness, laughter, afiyah, good health, long life, prosperity. Keep smiling forever. Enjoy your day. Ameen. Love and duas comes from Aisha Bibi Khan of Newlands West in Durban. There's a few other messages that have come through. I'm going to just get to them. Okay, a message comes from Sister Mubina. Assalamu alaikum. Will there be a speaker from Palestine, Mubina? I don't think there'll be a speaker from Palestine, but there will be several references to Palestine and the situation there, inshallah ta'ala. Brother Yusuf Patel has sent us the ICJ judgment, but unfortunately time doesn't permit me to read the entire judgment, but we must be thankful that the judgment is highly favorable. Brother Yusuf Patel, Jazakallah khair for that. There's a message that comes from an anonymous says, top show Faisal, Jazakallah khair, appreciated. Okay, we're receiving a video which I cannot play, it's a video which I cannot play unfortunately, but it does say that many died today, but you and me are still alive. Even if your phone battery is 1%, why can't you use 1 second to type? Alhamdulillah for your life. Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khair, but as I say, I can't play that video, unfortunately.
أفلح الأوفياء وحسب الوفاء يطيل العمر هنيئا لمن أخلص الحب عمرا وسحقا لذاك الذي قد
Radio Ansar.
Audio stream across the world on radioalansar.co.za.
Hussain, 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 hai kalma Hussain bachaya hai. La ilaha illallah, tere sadke mein aaka सारे जहां को दीन मिला बेदीनों ने कलमा पढ़ा हस्बी रब्बी जल्लल्लाह फी क़ल्बी ग़ैरुल्लाह नूर मुहम्मद सल्लल्लाह ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह हस्बी रब्बी वो जो बिलाले हबशी है सरवरदी के प्यारे हैं दुनिया के हर आशिक की आँखों के वो तारे हैं आँखों के वो तारे हैं जुल्म हुए कितने उन पर सीने पे रखा पत्थर फिर भी लब पे जारी था
Play in the background. Time for us to round up on Rise and Shine, and I want to thank all of you who have sent me those wonderful messages. I'm just going to read the last one, and it says, "O Allah, provide us with a way out from every difficulty and grant us relief from every worry. We are all broken in some ways. Bring your wounded heart to the Almighty. He will restore you. There are many people who are suffering from things they can't tell anybody, but you can cry out to Him and talk to Him about everything. He knows you and He cares about you. That is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Siboniso, thank you for engineering for me, and thank you for the lovely nasheeds that you played. Wasima Bucks, thank you for the logistics, and Hajra Kota,